All right. What's up, everyone? How are you all doing? I am going to show you guys the end result of my FTP test after this 5 week of EMS experimentation. I'm super excited to share this with you. Obviously, it's a big difference of how I felt after doing EMS training, but the data shows that I have improved. But before we go into the details of the experimentation, I'll explain to you guys a little bit what EMS training is. It stands for electrical muscle stimulation. So you're basically wearing a suit and you're patched up on all your main muscles and you're being shocked. It's not actually being shocked, but you're activating 95% of your muscle fibers. It's shocking your muscles 85 times a second, I believe, while you're doing your workout. And I was doing that for 20 minutes once a week for a set period of 5 weeks. And that was the experimentation to see if by activating more muscle fibers, if I could put out more power on the bike, have more endurance without actually putting on more muscle mass. So that's why I didn't lift any weights for those 5 weeks. I only did my triathlon training and EMS once a week. That was the only thing that I added and that I've changed. Now for the test, FTP test, a lot of you guys don't know what that is. It stands for Functional Threshold Power Test. It's basically to see how much power you can put out for a period of 1 hour. There are many different ways to test out that information. And the one that we did with my coach, as you can see on the screen, on workout details on the corner right side here, it says obviously you warmed up at 80 watts for 10 minutes and then that's when the test started. So you started at 150 watts for 3 minutes and then you would go up 30 watts every 3 minutes. Bam, bam. And before I actually did this test, I was stuck at 300 watts for a full year and a half. And my goal was to be able to pass that level. Obviously, if you saw my previous video where I showed all my sessions that I did, I thought that I passed the level, but looking back at the data, I actually didn't pass to the next level. I was still stuck at 300 watts. I'm gonna go over the data right now to show you guys what I mean by that. So that was my first test on February 15th. Obviously, I did my warm up here at 80 watts and then went up 150, 180. Let me actually just isolate the power. There you go. So that was my 150 level, 180, 210, 240, 270, 300, and then at that point I was supposed to go up to 330 watts, which I've managed to maintain. But also when you fail the test is when you can't maintain that level for more than 3 seconds. So for example, I'm supposed to maintain 330 watts and I dip down below for more than 3 seconds, my test ends and I'm at the level below. So usually I was failing at 330 watts, so meaning I was stuck at a 300 watt level. And as you can see here, that was my 300 watt level. And then I tried going up to 330 and then I had a big dip, and that big dip costed me a couple seconds. Actually, it cost me like 5 seconds. That's also because my power meter pedals gave out, but I wasn't, as you can see here, I tried to maintain it and I couldn't even touch the 360 watt, 350, 370. So I was technically supposed to be at 330 watts for more than 3 minutes. I dipped below than 3 seconds here, and I just kept going because I was a little bit pissed. And as you saw, like I was maintaining 330 and I could have never gone back up to 360 watts. I don't have my heart rate on this data, but if you see my heart rate, I was pretty much 195. That was my maximum heart rate for that test. But what I want to put an emphasis on is that I was never able to go over that 330 watt level. I was always below. The next level was 360 watts, and I touched it for a couple seconds, but that's it. Now, if you look at the final test, which is this one right here, this one does not include the warm-up because I didn't record it and the bike kind of like froze on me. So I have the 150, 180 watts, and then 150, 180. My maths are terrible. 210, 240, 270, 300. Now, as you can see, here I'm supposed to be at 330 watts, then 360, 50, 40, 40, 50, 40, 50. So I was able to complete the full 3 minutes at 330 watts, which I had a hard time doing in the other test. And on top of that, I spent a couple minutes in the 360 watt zone. So from 21 to, where does it dip below? 22. So I was able to spend almost a full 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes in the 360 watt zone, which is a huge improvement because, again, I failed at the 330 watts. And to be honest, when I was in that zone of 330 watts, my heart rate compared to my first session was a lot lower. I wasn't breathing heavy. I wasn't having a hard time pushing. I wasn't having a hard time breathing. Compared to when I did the other test, I was gunning everything. Like I was about to puke. And I was only able to tap into that zone when I tapped into the 360 watt level. So that's what I wanted to show you guys. Like EMS did work for me. I honestly find it really amazing. I've incorporated it into my prep for Ironman 70.3 Victoria that's coming up on June 2nd on Vancouver Island. I'm super excited to see what it's going to bring me on race day, but honestly, I'm faster already in my swim. I'm faster on my bike. I run faster already, and the whole reasoning behind that and why I think that I'm getting faster and stronger is because by activating more muscle fibers, you're able to push off easier. It just makes sense. You have that untapped power that's just laying there, and if you use it, obviously you're going to be stronger, and that's why I like it. Honestly, it helped me change my body composition, it helped me with injuries, especially my shoulders, my knees, and my lower back. Just because it's strengthened and activated everything, I just feel a lot tighter and a lot stronger. When I'm swimming, I used to have really bad pain in front of my left shoulder, but because that's one of the zones that's being connected for during the EMS session, my shoulders have gotten a lot stronger and I have no issues when I'm swimming now. So this is something that I wanted to share with you guys. If you are in the Vancouver area, I highly suggest that you go try out Body Pulse Studio. They have an amazing intro session for $25. It's worth trying it once. I honestly benefited just from the first session, and there's a reason why I kept going back, because I felt so good and I felt it was helping me improve in my sport. So guys, thank you for watching this little data video. I don't usually make videos like this, but I really appreciate you guys giving me your time and listening. Again, I highly suggest you go and try it out. Tell them Lucky sent you. They'll show you some love. They'll hook you up. And yeah, guys, enjoy your day. Keep on pushing hard in the gym, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.